So, good morning, beautiful angels. How are we all today? Now, I've been going through these 44 ways, easy ways to attract clients, and I'm wondering how you're going with attracting your clients because this one today is an absolute killer. Like, it's still the go to that I do. So, check it out. What are we doing here today? I'm talking about sample work. I took some really bad advice many, many years ago from a guru, and it nearly slaughtered my business. It really did. And when I sat back and I started to analyze what's going on here, like why is my business going so badly? And the only common denominator was me. Like that was it. I was getting people in for the free consult. There were no issues there. I was getting inquiries, but nobody was getting over the line. And I really started to go, what's going on here? And that's because number one, I was living in the second biggest town in South Australia, and I was the only one that did what I did. So nobody really had any idea of the work that I did. And this guru had told me flat out, never give your work away for free and never discount it. So that's what I did. I literally kind of reneged on my original sample work that I was doing and, kind of was changing up the whole system. But I didn't realize how crucial sample work actually was. So, what is sample work? Sample work is just where you give away a sample of what it is that you do. You spread it around like glitter. You go to fairs, you go to shows, you've got no issues whatsoever of literally standing there and putting somebody into hypnotic trance right there. Now, this takes a bit of confidence. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but at the end of the day, it really levels you up as a hypnotherapist. So, when it comes to sample work, get a heap of business cards printed off. Sometimes through Vistaprint, I'll actually get the postcard size instead of the smaller one because people don't tend to throw them away as much, where the smaller ones kind of get turfed, sort of thing. And I put a sample inside of it, whether it was a QR code to some of my work that I'd posted on YouTube, whether it was a video that was linked to my website, whether it was a special that I was doing at the time. And the best part about QR codes is that you can have it printed on your card, but then you can change the website that the QR code goes to, so you don't have to keep printing your cards and your postcards. So I used to leave these cards absolutely everywhere. I spread it around like glitter. That's exactly what I said. And I had samples that would go out and I'm like, hey, just pop in for a quick 10-minute sample, blah, blah, blah. And I'll show you what I can do rather than telling you what I can do. And that's the difference. People want to see your work. You can fluff and talk as much as you want, but at the end of the day, people are going to need that little bit of a crescendo or something like that to get them over the line. And leave your postcards or your business cards at restaurants after every meal. Thank you for your service. Here's a little gift for you. Hand them out to people that take interest at parties and at gatherings. I was even cheeky enough at one stage to put them in the windscreens as people were parking around Coles. I had no issues with doing that. Post your giveaway, your sample work on social media. Send it out in an email, in a text message. Put your cards into mailboxes and go, hey, scan this QR code, see what I can do. How can I help you with your anxiety, or how can I help you quit smoking, etc., etc., etc. Now, the biggest places to leave them are the local deli, the laundromat, or the community centre. And when you're talking to those people, especially at the community centre, just say to them, look, I'd like to do a free talk with all of your employees here, if that's okay, and a bit of a demonstration. And then you'll have those people on board and like, yeah, I've experienced it myself. You need to try it as well. Donate stacks of these freebies and samples to clubs, with little giveaways and things like that, and take them everywhere you go and give them away. Understand that there are some limitations to this. This is definitely not a perfect system. So I've had those people that have booked in their entire family knowing that they're never actually going to book. But at the end of the day, if those people get those great results that we're talking about, they talk to other people. So it doesn't matter if they didn't book, because that was one person being re educated on what I can do and how I help them, and then telling others. And that's how it all kind of snowballs. I had met so many people that were struggling financially, they were unemployed, on the dole, sick, or anything like that. And they'd come in, and I knew they couldn't afford my service. But at the end of the day, we got talking, we negotiated a deal, like a payment plan of some sort. I had one particular lady that was in chronic pain, like absolute chronic pain, and nothing had worked for her. And she was in a work cover case. And she's like, I don't think I can come to you because work cover's not going to cut it. And I said, well, let's do some talking. Let's work out a deal of some sort and approach work cover. And yes, it took about 3 months to get her covered by work cover. But once we got the doctors on board and we got all that ticked off, I ended up becoming the work cover person in that area for the Too Hard basket as such. So people hadn't responded to the normal therapies that were available. So they would then send them to me, which then led for me to work with the South Australian Police and just it's kind of just snowballed from there. So give away your work, do a bit of a sample, do a presentation. Don't be afraid to book out a library and do, I'm going to do a free anxiety relief session for anybody who is available inside the library that day. Do some sample works and let people actually experience what it is that you can do. So otherwise than that, go out and do some sample work. Start educating people, start letting them know what you do, and let them actually sample it. You've seen people at the store giving away little cheese samples and all that sort of stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody's buying the product. You're exactly the same when it comes to this one. So otherwise from that, lovelies, I'll catch you on the flip side. Remember to check out my YouTube channel and to check out my webpage for upcoming events. I'll catch you in the future. Bye-bye.